Okay, got the silk all on there now. You can see it's pretty taut. Here, I'll show you. It's like a trampoline. That's how you want it. That's before there's any dope on it. That's nice and taut all the way around. Let me turn this down in the background here. But another thing is, when you're using silk, Monocoat's a little more forgiving. All these joints right here, all of them, every one of them, if there's any imperfection, the silk will highlight that. The silk will highlight any imperfection in the building process. You got to make sure that everything is flush and nice. And like I was saying, I go up to about here, and I use a really fine, soft brush. It's hard right now because it's just drying, but you know, it's really, when you're using it, it doesn't force a lot of the dope into the silk to where it would pool up right along the balsa wood here. I also do that back here, and that way there, when I use my big brush, I don't have to be so careful. But you can see how tight that is. But that's how you do it. Silking is a lot more expensive than Monocoat. The one big plus to silk is, well, it's a lot stronger. It doesn't get bubbles and waves in it from sunlight. You can leave it out in the sun all day, and it'll actually be tighter when you bring it home than it was in the morning when you brought it out. But you can kind of, you know, see there what you got. And 3 yards, one piece of 3-yard silk for $19.95 or whatever it was off of eBay, did both halves of the wings for the 4-star 120, with some left over. Here's what it's going on. I have to build the fuselage and the tail feathers yet, but I just got the wings done. I started them a couple days ago. But tonight I'll give. I always start with the bottom when I'm doping, because sometimes you will get, like, I don't know what causes it, but you'll get like little imperfections that you got to sand out. But you start from the bottom, and the top always looks a lot nicer. As a rule, once you start putting dope on this silk's going to start getting even tighter. The first coat you put on, it's going to get wavy and look like shit. The second coat you put on is going to tighten it right up. Third coat's going to, you know, make sure all these little holes are filled, so when you paint it, you don't have imperfections in your paint. But it'll also tighten it up. As a rule, I never start doping one side of the wing and not have time to at least get 2 coats on the bottom the same day. The reason for that is because that dope starts tightening the silk up. It can bow your wing. So you want to try to keep things balanced, you know, to the best of your ability. I'm saying when you Monocoat, if you Monocoat half of your top wing and you get it all nice and tight, and you leave it sit for a couple days, well, you know, it's gonna distort your wing. And silk's even worse at it, just because it does get so tight. So, as a rule, I always give the bottom 3 coats, and then I'll give the top 2 coats. I'll let it dry overnight and give the top its 3rd coat the next day. And I don't start it unless I have time to do that. But that's the wing. Any questions, leave a message.